Welcome to the demo of the WooCommerce and SAP Business One connector by Ingold Solutions. This connector is built as a native SAP Business One add-on designed to integrate seamlessly with your WooCommerce B2C store. It is also available for other e-commerce platforms, including Magento, Shopify, and Shopware, and is officially certified by SAP. In this demo, we'll walk you through the add-on's configuration and showcase its key WooCommerce features, such as the synchronization of customers, products, sales orders, inventory, pricing, and more. All data can be scheduled for automated, real-time synchronization or triggered manually whenever needed. We have switched now to SAP Business One screen. Let's start with a quick overview of the add-on. As you can see, it's integrated as a standard SAP Business One add-on and is designed to manage the entire integration process. For this demo, we've already launched it and will now walk you through its main screens. We have a dedicated menu with screens for the e-commerce add-on, which can be found under Administration. Setup. E-commerce webshop connector. Within this menu, you'll find all the screens needed to manage your e-commerce integration. We'll start with the initial configuration. The first screen is the e-commerce master, an informational screen that requires no user input. It simply displays all e-commerce platforms successfully integrated with the add-on. The second screen is the Website Master. Here we enter the webshop URL, admin tokens, and, if required, login credentials like username and password. At the end of the form, you select the e-commerce platform to link the correct setup with the base URL and authentication details for the integration. To verify the setup, click the Test Sync button. The system will automatically generate the token and confirm whether the process was successful, indicated by a green or red status bar. Next screen is called the E-commerce Scenario Mapping Master. This is an informational screen that outlines all integration sync scenarios across supported platforms. For each platform, the relevant scenarios are clearly defined and mapped. Next, we have another master screen called the E-commerce Web Connector Settings. This is a general configuration screen where we will define system-wide default values such as price list, freight terms, payment terms, and other key settings. The next screen is e-commerce scenarios and field mapping. This screen is used to either manually trigger the sync process or to set up schedulers for each scenario, so the sync can run automatically and continuously in the background. Here you also have the option to select the relevant website, such as WooCommerce. For WooCommerce, following key scenarios are currently available. Customer Master for syncing customer data from WooCommerce to SAP. Simple Item Master for syncing simple products from SAP to online store. Configurable Item Master for syncing product variants. Item Stock for syncing stock levels. Attribute Master for defining product attributes. Category Master for defining product categories. Attribute Option Master for syncing attribute values, Sales Order for importing customer online orders into SAP, and Grouped Item for syncing grouped or bundled products. Here you can once again see the data direction, showing how information flows between the systems. There are two directions, e-commerce to SAP Business One and SAP Business One to e-commerce. Each scenario is clearly marked to make the data flow easy to understand. On the right, we have the frequency option where you define the automated sync schedule. You can set it in minutes, hours, or days based on how often the sync should run. Once configured, the system will automatically execute all selected sync scenarios at the defined intervals. Some scenarios, such as Attribute, Category, and Attribute Option Master, are one-time setups that need to be synchronized into SAP. Once synced, they become available in the Item Master data, where you can assign them to products as required. Let's begin with Scenario Sync. For this demo, all syncs will be triggered manually, so the automated frequency is set to none. The first scenario is Customer Master, with data flowing from e-commerce to SAP Business One. Now, we'll create a new customer in WooCommerce called Angelina. Fill all the needed customer data such as name, email, and addresses, and run the sync process. Let's now start the sync process in SAP Business One by double-clicking the For Sync button. A new customer named Angelina will be created into SAP. We can verify this by searching for the name in the Business Partner Master data. In this section, you can also see the synced email address under the Contact Person field, along with the full address details in the address fields. Under the e-commerce web-related field, you can confirm that the customer was synchronized from WooCommerce and has a unique web ID assigned from the e-commerce platform. Let us now place an order for this customer. We will select the demo simple items and place the order. We have created an order with the number 731. If we initiate the sales order sync scenario, the sales order is supposed to be created in SAP Business One. To see if the scenario is executed successfully and the order has been properly created into SAP, we can switch now to Sales Orders screen in SAP. Here we can directly view the sales order created for the customer Angelina with the exact same reference order number 731 that we have already seen in the WooCommerce. Further, we can see the item details, including the correct prices and freight costs. In the logistics section, the customer addresses are also populated correctly, confirming that the sales order has been successfully created. Next scenario to be tested is the Simple Item Master Sync. Simple Item is a single variant-free product that we simply create in the item master data. For our reference, 2 sample items has been created, Angelina Simple Item 1001 and the Angelina Simple Item 1002. They have both been marked in the e-commerce sync-related master and are now ready to be synced. To continue with the integration process, we will now select the items that we would like to sync. When we perform the setup here, we receive 2 items that we created and marked as e-commerce related items. To initiate the sync process, let us now double-click on the For Sync option. Once the sync process for the Simple Item Master is completed, we'll now move on to the WooCommerce shop. Here, under the Product section, let us refresh the page. We can now see our 2 items created, Angelina Simple Item 1001 and Angelina Simple Item 1002, showing the sync process was completed successfully. Next scenario is Configurable Item Master. Configurable items are variant items, means one parent item with multiple child variants, such as a t-shirt available in different sizes and colors. For this demo, a configurable item with 2 variants has already been created in SAP. As you can see, this parent item has 2 variants or child items, large red and medium red. In the e-commerce sync-related screen, we have attached the parent item and the variants to the WooCommerce platform. To initiate the configurable items in process, we will now select the items that we would like to sync and click on Generate. Here we can now view our configurable item. Since the variants are already assigned, they will be synced automatically along with the parent item. To start the sync process, we will double-click on For Sync option. On the green status bar below, we can see that the configurable item and its variants are created into the WooCommerce platform. We can also view the detailed status messages of the synchronization. Let us now switch to the WooCommerce platform and refresh the page. Here we can see that the Angelina configurable item is created successfully, and in the variations, we can view the variants or child items that are created for this parent item. The next scenario is Grouped Items Sync. For this, we can create a grouped item and link any simple items to it to sell products as a group. For this demo, a grouped product has already been created with a linked simple item. Let us quickly show how that works. In the e-commerce sync-related settings, we can define how items are grouped. The main item is marked as a grouped product, while the linked items are marked as simple items. Each simple item is then assigned to the grouped product. This setup clearly defines the relationship, and once the sync is initiated, both the grouped item and its linked simple items are synchronized together. To initiate the sync, we will switch now to Field Mapping screen. First, we will sync the simple items that we have created for the group. Next, we'll initiate the sync for the grouped item. We select the required item and start the sync process. Once completed, the grouped item is synchronized to WooCommerce, and the simple item is automatically linked to it. Let us now go to WooCommerce and refresh the page. Here we can see we have a grouped item created, and under the linked products, we have the simple item assigned or linked to this grouped item. Linked means that the simple item will still be available as single product in the product master, but it will be also assigned to its grouped item. The next screen is Sync Monitoring Tool. This report helps us to identify all the synchronization processes that are initiated, and it gives us the list of all these success and failed transactions that have occurred. If you would like to reinitiate the failed processes, then those can be easily initiated using the Resync button here. In this section, we have the possibility to track the success of failed transactions. We also have the data directions, so based on the flow, we can determine which transactions we would like to view. On the right, we also have the possibility to view the transactions platform-wise or scenarios-wise. And then at last, we have the language setup. Using this setup, we can easily accommodate the add-on with multiple languages for international teams. As you can see, our Ingold WooCommerce and SAP Business One connector is easy in use and will automatically manage all key functionalities between both systems. For more information, visit ingoldsolutions.com.